guys, Famox here from Game on Your Face, and today we're looking at two of the top centermen in the league, Sidney Crosby and Pavel Datsuk.
This video was brought to you by Hot Puck Traders for all your hot puck needs.
The rules. I will play both players for 7 games on 99 chemistry lines. They will not be assigned any boosts or captaincy cards. The overall grade will be based on 5 stats: puck skills, skating, shooting, physical, and defensive. With his current average price at $400k, he's in the same exact price range as Datsyuk. I've heard a lot of mixed opinions about Sid the Kid, but for me, he was somewhat of a disappointment. He has fantastic puck skills. Crosby can make the impossible pass, and he'll never lose the puck due to his insane puck control. He also has great balance and strength. I would say he's stronger than Stamkos and on the same level as Jamie Benn. However, he has the typical trade-off of any stronger guy. He's slow. This is actually what surprised me the most. Even though his card had a 90 skating stat, his speed is closer to 86 to 87. And though he has a great shot, he just doesn't seem to have the scoring touch, like scorers such as a Malkin or Kane, and he'll end up missing the net or getting robbed by a desperation save. He's also mediocre on the draw. He'll win around 55 to 60% of the faceoff he takes. So while that's not terrible, it's not as good as other top centermen like Taves or even Datsyuk for that matter. Puck skills. He gets an 8.5. This is Crosby's best attribute. He is definitely one of the best passers in the game. He can launch the long breakout pass or connect in tight with a feathery sauce. He's not as nifty as Patrick Kane, but he can deke straight through the defense because of his great puck control, making him virtually immune to opponents' poke checks, especially against lower rated defensemen. Skating. He gets a 6. Crosby was surprisingly slow. Even when using the speed burst button, he could still be caught by a speedy defender like Duncan Keith. But I would say that he has great endurance, so even though he can only skate at a certain speed, he will maintain that speed for a full shift and doesn't go any slower. Shooting. He gets a 7.5. Crosby has a very powerful shot. Unfortunately, he just doesn't have the finish. His slap shot and wrister are just as good as Rick Nash, but for some reason, he doesn't score as many goals. Like I said earlier, he will either miss or get plain robbed, even on open nets. Most of his goals will come from breakaways and dekes, not pure snipes. For physical, he gets another 8.5. Crosby's strength may be his best asset. He can use his power just like any other power forward. However, he has more skill to make things happen. He's one of the hardest players to knock off the puck in the game, and when you pair that with his brilliant passing ability, he becomes a very dangerous threat. Defensive. He gets a 6.5. Crosby was not as good defensively as I thought he would be. In his 7 games, he got the most penalties out of anyone on my team, anything from tripping to AI-controlled charging calls. He's also a mediocre face-off man, definitely a big flaw for someone most expect to be a #1 center or penalty killer. That being said, he has very good defensive awareness and will often intercept the opposition's passes. This brings his overall grade to 7.3 out of 10 or 73%. That's a B. Crosby's play was very underwhelming. Many people believe him to be the best player in the league, but unfortunately he doesn't play that way in the game. He's a great playmaker and can be a nuisance to play against because of his balance and puck control. However, he doesn't have the skating or scoring ability that I expected him to have. I'd say he's a perfect second-line center, but be sure to pair him with a good sniper to take advantage of Crosby's excellent passing ability. So, let's see how he compares to Pavel Datsuk. As I said in the beginning, Crosby and Datsyuk are in the same price range at $400k. Datsyuk is a very unique player. He is arguably the best in the world when it comes to stick handling and deking, and it's the same in the game. His puck skills are phenomenal. There's a reason they call him the Magician. He can get past the D and embarrass the goalie with ease as a one-man show, or he can play the role of the setup guy because his passing ability is on the same level as Crosby's, if not better. He also has the speed and shooting ability to compete with guys like Giroux. On top of that, he plays some of the most solid D out of any forwards in the game. His only downfall is his strength. He's easily knocked off the puck and even injured. However, he's not overly weak like Patrick Kane. I would say he's around average. Puck skills. He gets a 10. I don't think you will be able to find anyone in this game that can deke better than Pavel Datsuk. He plays every moment with the puck on a string and is known for his Datsukian dangles. Not only is he amazing at manipulating the puck, but he's also great at passing it. When Datsyuk throws a pass, it's sharp and precise, and is rarely picked off by opposing sticks. Skating. He gets an 8. Datsyuk is a strong skater. His speed is above average and comparable to Phil Kessel. However, he is much more agile. He can make sudden stops and quick turns without losing too much speed or momentum. Shooting. He gets another 8. I feel like Datsuk's shot is just a little better than Crosby's, even though it may not be as powerful. It has a knack for finding the back of the net. He's definitely closer to true sniper quality. He also has a faster release. That being said, his slap shot is not as effective, so I would stick to using that pullback wrister and picking the top corners. Physical. Datsyuk gets a 6.5. As I said earlier, his physical ability is his worst attribute. However, he is not as bad as Patrick Kane. Datsyuk can take a little more damage until he loses the puck or gets knocked over, but I think he has pretty bad durability, because in the 7 games he played, he was injured twice, though that might just be bad luck. Defensive. 9. Datsyuk is only the second player in history to win 3 Selkies in a row, and EA did a good job of showing that in the game. He has a great poke check that seems to always hit its mark. His face-offs, while not amazing, are still better than Crosby's, and you'll find him winning closer to 70% of his draws. He's also on top when it comes to taking away passing lanes and breaking up odd man rushes. This brings his overall grade to 8.3 out of 10, or 83%. That's an A-. Datsyuk really gives you the best of both worlds. He's solid defensively and can turn heads in the offensive zone with his never-ending bag of tricks. He's also among the best passers in the game and will win the majority of his face-offs. His only downside is that he's not very strong on the puck. However, for this head-to-head matchup, Datsyuk wins it hands down. I actually expected it to go the other way when I started this review. That being said, they are both elite caliber players, and this is just my take on them, so if you have your own opinion, feel free to share it in the comments. Now, this is a time where I usually take requests. However, with NHL 14 so close to its expiry date, I only have a few reviews left to do, and I already know who they are. So come back next time when I review Zdeno Chara and Shea Weber.